Your sector, like many industries, is in the phase of transformation. What is the role of the group of BAT in the evolution of the sector and this transformation?
Yeah, these are very interesting and exciting times for our industry. We are in the middle of what we call a transformation for the future, to build what we call a better tomorrow for society, for our consumers worldwide. Basically what we mean by that is that we are trying to help smokers to move away from cigarettes into products that are substantially less risky to the health than traditional cigarettes. That's what we call switching to better and helping build a better tomorrow. So far, we have managed to convince 26 million consumers worldwide. We have an ambition to get to 50 million consumers by 2030. And in doing that, we hope we'll be helping society in general transform and evolve to a point when the harm caused by smoking will be substantially reduced in the future with the help of companies like ours, hopefully with the help of governments and regulators as well. That is the transformation that we're driving worldwide.
So, based on the experience and expertise you have gained throughout your career, how do you foresee the future of the industry? What needs to change and what should remain as is?
We have to continue progressing on the journey that we have started a few years ago, which is basically, as I said, a journey to promote all over the world products that are less harmful to health comparing to a traditional cigarette. We have this type of products in more than 80 countries worldwide, 57 countries in our region, in the Americas and Europe, plus other countries in Africa, in Asia, United States.
BAT has invested in Greece in new technologies and innovation. Can you give us some information about the activities in the country?
Yes. Greece is a very important country for BAT, has always been. We have been present in Greece for 25 years with BAT Hellas. We have more than 100 employees in Greece, and we created recently 150 new jobs because of our investment in these new categories. We have an international logistics hub in the port of Piraeus, so much is the importance that we see in the country. We have contributed over the last few years with more than 3 billion euros to the Greek government in form of taxes. We support local tobacco farmers with about 10 million euros every year in tobacco purchase, in support to the tobacco growers. So it's a very important country for us. We have investments, as I said, in agriculture, in science and technology, in logistics, on the commercial side of our business, and we just love Greece. It's a fantastic place, and it's a very good place to do business.
So worldwide, consumers and governments are increasing pressure for more accountability and transparency from big corporations. How is BAT responding to these expectations?
We welcome this trend to pursue transparency and accountability very much. This is very important for us. We have always been a very serious company. We always followed all the regulations in all the countries where we do business. We take governance, responsibility, accountability, and doing the right thing, as we call internally, as one of our most important values in BAT. So we welcome any initiative from any government in encouraging the business sector to do the right thing and act responsibly, because that's how we have always done for the last 120 years.
What are the consequences of illicit trade in your industry globally, and how are the new categories affected?
Illicit trade is unfortunately a big problem for our sector in many places in the world. We work very proactively and constructively with the authorities in the countries where we operate. We share intelligence, and we support actively the authorities to try to curb and limit illicit trade. Because it's a problem for us, for our consumers, who eventually end up buying products of lower quality, and obviously it's a problem for governments, because essentially we're talking about contraband. It's a crime, it's organized crime. Again, we work proactively in collaboration with the local law enforcement agencies to try to limit that and preserve the market for the proper products that are properly controlled and regulated by the local authorities. So we are always on the right side of the law, and we work with the authorities to try to make sure that good quality products end up in the hands of the consumers, not bad quality products that come through contraband. So it's a bigger problem for cigarettes, it's a smaller problem for new categories, but unfortunately it's starting to grow.
Currently, there is an ongoing global debate around tobacco harm reduction.
Yes.
What is the position of BAT and what action does it take in this area?
Tobacco harm reduction is actually one of the main pillars for the BAT transformation strategy between now and the future. We take it very seriously. We invest a lot in science and research and development. Just to give you an idea, we have research and development centers all over the world, in the United States, in Europe, in Asia. We have scientists working with us in our research and development departments, supporting this new category. And the main objective is to ensure that we produce the best quality products for our consumers. We have published more than 250 peer-reviewed scientific papers in scientific journals. We invest 350 million euro every year in science to ensure that the products that we put in the market are of the highest possible quality. That is because we are absolutely convinced that the only way to successfully reduce smoking incidence in the world is not by trying to ban everything, therefore reducing the harm of cigarettes. That's basically what we're trying to do. We have been very successful in many countries. We're making progress in Greece. We have all of our 3 new categories present in Greece. So we hope that one day in the future, all of the Greek smokers would have stopped smoking cigarettes and moved on to products that are less harmful to health.
What are the biggest challenges you are facing in terms of tobacco regulation and legal framework? What changes do you expect to see in the future?
I think the main challenge is actually one of perception. We know that cigarettes are bad for health, and we are trying to offer alternatives. We're trying to do the right thing. We're trying to help consumers. We're trying to reduce the health impact of our business. We're trying to offer consumers the best possible quality products with the best possible science behind them. That is why we just published a few weeks ago something called the Omni. The Omni is a compendium, is a document, an encyclopedia, if you like, of all the science available today to support the fact, the scientific fact, that heated tobacco, good quality vapor products, and nicotine pouches are substantially less harmful to health compared to cigarettes. This is science. There is scientific, irrefutable evidence behind it. Because there's a lot of confusion, thought it was important to put everything that we know about this together in one place. And that is called the Omni, which is this big study, which is being published a few weeks ago. And we encourage everyone, consumers, regulators, scientists, universities, anyone who is interested in public health, to have a look and to read it with an open mind, because the evidence is there for anyone to see.
Sweden has managed within a few years to significantly reduce the number of smokers.
Yes.
What are the factors that have contributed to this decrease?
Thank you for raising the example of Sweden, because it's a very important example. Basically what happened in Sweden is that the Swedish government approached the issue of harm caused by smoking in a positive, constructive way. What they have done many years ago is that they have embraced the concept of tobacco harm reduction. What I mean by that is that many years ago, the Swedish government, the Swedish regulators, they understood that the best way to help reduce the incidence of smoking is not by coming up with bans or regulations or abusive excise. The only way to reduce smoking in any country is by helping consumers move away from cigarettes into products that are less harmful. So this year, Sweden is achieving 5% smoking incidence, down from 20 a few years, because smokers moved away from smoking into nicotine pouches. They came up with a package of regulation that will allow the categories to grow to replace the old category that is harmful to health. Very successful case. We call it the Swedish case. We've been talking about this with regulators all over the world. If all the EU countries, all the countries in Europe, did exactly what Sweden has done, we estimate that 3.5 million lives could be saved in Europe over the next 10 years. For us, it's crystal clear. Tobacco harm reduction is the only sustainable way to deal with the problem of smoking.
Mr. Mοντέιρο, thank you very much for this interesting conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.